All right, now joining us in studio, she is a complete rock star of real estate, does more business than anyone you could possibly run into in San Diego and California, maybe even the world. The Padres call her their realtor, and she joins us in studio, a good friend of ours, Melissa Tucci. Good to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
So you have a laundry list of accomplishments, and I try and sum it up in 15 seconds. Did I do a good job?
You did a great job.
How's the Padres relationship? Good?
It's really good. I actually was able to get on the field this past weekend, so
Again?
it was nice. Yes, it was
But you're
really
always
nice.
doing that.
I know, but it never gets old. It's always nice just to
Yep.
be on there, go in the dugout, take some pictures, now whatever is left of our team, now that things have been traded, but we won't go there.
Yeah, well, hopefully it strengthens us for next year. And who knows, we'll be bringing in new people and you can help them buy real estate.
Yep,
Fair
exactly.
enough? All right, so you cover all of San Diego, but you're focused in the metro marketplace. Remind our audience where that is.
Sure. The metro marketplace is Mission Hills, Talmadge, North Park, South Park, Hillcrest. It's just such a great niche neighborhood, Normal Heights. And there's so many different eclectic neighborhoods and different, street to street changes. So it's really important to know, how the neighborhood is constantly progressing and
they're
changing.
all different. You know, when I think of the metro market, for some reason, it always makes me think of Europe, where you could be speaking German here, go a few blocks over, next thing you know, you're speaking French.
That's a good comparison.
Is it all right?
Yeah, it
Versus
is.
the United States, which is massive. But the little micro markets of the metro marketplace are all very different from a cultural, social scene, but also the real estate. On the social scene front, what areas do you like the most?
I really like North Park a lot. I just think they have so many different type of restaurants and little kind of niche places.
Yep.
And my favorite in the metro market, just unbiased, is actually Mission Hills. I love that
Beautiful
area. It's it's so beautiful, so many nice properties with great views, easy access. That's always important too. Easy access for freeways and streets, and you could get anywhere in 10, 15 minutes.
You know what else is cool about these areas is none of the homes are developed areas. It seems like every home is unique, has its own story. You sell so much of this real estate. What are some of the more unique homes that you've sold over the past year or two?
And I have a 3-story that is.
Is it right now?
I do.
So this
Currently
one's
on the
listed.
market in Mission Hills. It's a 3-story. It has different levels, views on each level. It was designed by a renowned architect. And it's just, you're on a canyon lot, and it's just so unique because it was made just for that particular space and designed. Versus if you go in some of these other developed areas and communities, it's more cookie cutter neighborhood feel, which is still really nice, but it just depends on what you're looking for in the market.
Now, a property like that one that you have listed now, what's the value of that one? What are you listing it at?
That's actually $1.8 million, but that's
So we're
because
up
it's
there.
we're up there.
Yeah.
But you're almost 3,000 square feet in a view area in Mission Hills.
Now, for anyone who can't afford that type of home, like the first-time home buyer, someone who's an FHA, VA buyer, what areas would you recommend in that metro market area?
For houses,
Sure.
I would say you could start with City Heights, which is a very up-and-coming area next to North Park. You could get a house under $400,000, even some at $350,000 to $375,000. North Park, there's still really great condos in that price point. Same thing with Normal Heights and Talmadge. So I think those are all really good starter areas.
I think it's so important that we share with our audience what that means, because being from the Midwest, when I still forever hear hundreds of thousands of dollars, I think of this huge home and what must be a huge mortgage payment. For what you're paying in rent in San Diego, California, when we're talking $300,000 to like $600,000, you're going to find the payment when you factor out the principal being paid, the tax advantages, to be very similar, if not better, than what you're paying in rent. It really is a unique marketplace, and that's predicated upon interest rates. I want to come back to that, though, on the interest rate question. So you have a home in Mission Hills. What are some of the other homes you have going on right now?
The 2 other homes I wanted to mention were in the Allied Gardens area, which Allied Gardens is right off of the 8 freeway and near Friars Road as well, and Del Cerro.
Okay.
So you're near like San Diego State, you're near great schools, it's a really nice neighborhood feel, a lot of homes built in the 50s and 60s. Larger lots, some views, you're near Kaiser Hospital. I mean, it's still, it's amazing. Again, another niche neighborhood that is less than 10 minutes from downtown.
Very close. And you know what, that's when you say Friars Road, I think of a lot of what's happening in Mission Valley. Mission Valley is exploding. I mean,
my
the
goodness.
things that they're putting there, a new fire station, development of real
Savita.
estate. Yeah, Savita's awesome.
It
Are
is.
you doing anything in there?
I have. I've sold a lot of properties in Savita, and
What
just
an
their
area.
planned community that they have in the next 10 years, how it's going to be its own neighborhood, its own area. It's going to be amazing.
Well, your properties sound awesome. If people want to learn more about any of your listings or connect with you, melissatucci.com. But I have a couple minutes with you, so I want to put you on the hot seat.
Sure.
Are you ready? Because here's the thing. There's 20,000 realtors in San Diego, California, and there's so much misinformation through the professional and through the media. It's not often you can get the number one gal right here. So one of the things that's incentivizing people to buy is low interest rates. I have a big fear that when rates climb, that's going to spook these renters from wanting to buy anymore because those payments go up. Do you think if rates went up a point, 2 points, 3 points, we're in trouble?
I don't. And the reason I don't is I still think we're very low on our interest rates. And even if they go up a point, it's still extremely low. And typically when rates go up, prices stabilize and sometimes even go down a little bit. And so then the market offsets itself. So I really don't. I do think just based on where the market is right now and what trends are that we might end up after the election or first quarter next year, start to see some slowing down or some stabilization even in some areas.
In the market as a whole.
In the market as a whole. And of course there's different neighborhoods, that might not be affected as much, but I think that we will see a small decline in some areas, which I think is normal. I don't think, well, are you going to ask me more questions or you want me
Well,
to?
this is great information. I hate to interrupt you. But here's the thing, on this same topic, I'm incredibly challenged by trying to put my finger on the real estate market here in San Diego because you have jobs being created, people coming in, limited growth space. So the supply and demand should always favor prices to continue to appreciate. But when I hear of rates going up, not only do they go up and that could affect your payment, but it could spook the market maybe. Right. And man, they can't keep going up forever.
Right.
So you just feel like there's got to be a point in time where
there's a correction, or I don't think we're going to see like a huge bubble how we saw in foreclosures and short sales. I think we'll always see that depending on people's situations, but I really feel like it'll stabilize, maybe decrease 2 to 4%, but at the same time, there's some really inflated prices right now too. So I think the market just needs to correct itself a little bit. I have just a great example. I have a client that purchased a $365,000 condo in North Park. They're renting it for $2,400 a month. Their payment is substantially less than the rent. So regardless if the market goes down, the rents in San Diego will never go down.
And that's a big takeaway. Even if you bought a home, it doesn't mean if the market goes down, you have to move out. You can still live in the house, build equity, get tax advantages. And if you needed to move on, you could rent the house out and someone else will pay your mortgage. I would love to keep you here more. My hot seat rapid questions was really weak today. I only asked you one. I wanted to ask you like 10.
Okay.
So we'll get you on here again. melissatucci.com, the best in the business. This is who I would use if I was selling my house. Fact. All right, that is all.